Hey guys, this is Sam with Keller Realty, and in today's video we're going to go over why an offer is more than just the price. Yes, I deal with this all the time when I'm dealing with clients from certain countries in the Eastern Hemisphere where they focus a lot more on the price because that's what their contracts are like. That's what's important in the conveyance of real estate. What I'm holding in my hand right now is a real estate purchase and sale agreement here that we realtors use here in Texas. It has 24 paragraphs and it is 10 pages long. And the sale price, paragraph number 3, it's only 4 lines. 4 lines out of 24 paragraphs. Okay. And if we only talk about sale price, here's what else we're missing out in the conversation. Okay. What else is conveying with the property? What's excluded and what's included? How much is the earnest money that the buyer is putting down and who's holding it? How much is the option fee and how long is the option period? That's the time during which the buyer can terminate the contract for any reason and still get the earnest money back. Title policy. Who's paying for the title policy? For the buyer to receive a clear title to the property. Who's paying for the survey? The buyer or the seller? Is the property part of any HOA? And if so, how much is the HOA transfer fee? Who's paying for it and who's paying for the resale certificate? Is the buyer accepting the property condition as is or with repairs? Has the seller provided the buyer a seller disclosure notice? Every state has a seller disclosure notice. In Texas, we call it seller disclosure notice. It's basically a form in which the seller discloses the condition of the property to the buyer to the best of his ability. Is there any home warranty that the seller is paying for? How are the broker fees being paid? Who's paying for it? Closing. By when should the closing take place? How is the transfer of possession going to take place? Is it at the time of closing, or is there a lease back, which when the seller may be living in the property for a certain time after closing? Is the seller paying for any closing cost? If there is any conflict that arises, how will that conflict be taken care of? Notices. How will the seller and the buyer be notified? What are the other addenda that are added on to this contract? And is attorney going to be a part of this contract? That's only the contract, guys, excluding the addenda and other agreements and leases. So if we only focus on the price, those terms are the things that we're missing out on. And whenever we get into multiple offer situation, they ask for what is called a highest and best offer. Now, the highest has to do with the money part, the net proceeds that the seller is going to walk out of. The best part has to do with the terms, such as when the closing is going to take place. Is that going to happen in the next 2 weeks, or is that going to happen in the next 30 days? Things like that. Who's going to pay for title policy? Who's going to pay for survey? Things like that. How long the seller gets to stay in the property after the closing. It's called the lease back. Sometimes that is more important to the sellers than the money. So guys, that's why it's very important that the terms are looked into equally as importantly as the sale price of the property in the real estate contract, guys. And if you have any further questions regarding selling, buying, or investing, give me a buzz, 972-666-7072. This is Sam with Keller Williams Realty, signing off.